I want to introduce to my audience the Wayfinding Academy.
Oh, thanks.
Let's talk about it from the beginning.
Let's do it. What do you want to know? Oh, so, okay, you mentioned that I was a professor.
Yeah.
So for 15 years I did that. I was a professor, traditional higher education, like normal colleges, mostly small, private, nonprofit colleges. And after a long time of listening to students and hearing their frustrations about how higher education wasn't really serving them and was getting way more expensive, and now they're like in all of this debt, and now they don't know what they want to do with their life, and they're like, no, I came here to figure out what I wanted to do with my life.
Yeah.
I thought, you know, I think I could create a different kind of college that starts with that question of who are you, what do you want to do with your life, and then builds that curriculum with those students in mind and helps them get launched into what they want to do with their life. So 3 years ago now, I quit my full-time job.
Yeah.
Started my own college, which is
like no small feat.
Like, not a big like, just unheard of. Like, it's not a normal thing.
Yeah.
And 2 years ago, our first cohort of students started, and they're about to graduate.
Yes, Elizabeth being one of them. Welcome, Elizabeth.
So Elizabeth and her cohort mates are graduating in 6 weeks. So, like, we did it. We started a college, we had students, and now they're about to graduate. Like, really cool.
So let's rewind it. Usually when you start at a college, like, they give you the curriculum that you could take, and you kind of choose your course like a menu, you know?
Like, check, you've got this list, and you're like, oh, this, and
Yeah, you chose a totally different approach.
Right.
You're addressing the student. How are we going to best serve you?
Right.
And tell me what makes you different. Like beyond that, like that process of asking people, what does that change in the school system?
Yeah, I think I want to say just like two lines, and then I think Elizabeth should maybe talk about how this is different, because Elizabeth also went to like a traditional college before Wayfinding, and so knows that difference. One of our core values is that we believe that we're humans to be cultivated, not objects to be sorted. Because I feel like most traditional colleges treat you like objects to be sorted, where you're just like given this list of things, you have to pick a major, and then maybe if you're lucky, you get an advisor you meet with for like 15 minutes a year. Maybe, if you're lucky.
There's some chuckles there.
Yeah,
We've all kind of been through it.
We know, right?
Yeah.
And then all they do is be like, hey, here's your checklist. Have you done this? Have you done this? Have you done this? But they never spend time getting to know you and what you're passionate about, what you want to do.
Yeah.
So I was like, we're not doing any of those things. And we really want to be focused on the whole person, the whole human being, and who they are, and what they're interested in, and meet them where they're at. So
totally.
I feel like you should,
Elizabeth, take it from
here.
here.
What you do.
So what we do as students, I guess, I found Wayfinding. I'd gone to traditional college for 2.5 years and dropped out, and found Wayfinding about like 4 years after that, and wasn't planning on going back to school. And what drew me to Wayfinding, like I saw it and I was immediately like, I want to go there.
Right.
And what drew me to it was like this like intentionality and like not doing anything just because, like, I feel like a lot of the higher education system is you go and you do it just because that's what you do.
You're
and like
another
there's not
cog
a
in the machine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The checking the boxes and stuff. And I really liked the intentionality with which Wayfinding did everything.
Yeah.
And the whole process has just been like, I'm a human being. Like there's more to me than just like putting facts into my brain.
Totally.
And we've been doing, we have 9 courses that are all focused on self or society. And everyone takes those same 9 classes, and then you focus, like you specialize based on like what your own interests are through projects and internships.
Yeah.
And all of the classes have very open, like all of the projects are very open, so you can kind of do whatever you want.
You could find your way. And then it's a very holistic... Hello! And so there's so many elements in that. You're coming with such a broad spectrum. I always say, like, this is Lost in Portland. This is the Live in Portland that is on the Lost in Portland network. And I always say you have to get a little lost to truly find yourself. You gain perspective. What are some of the things that were introduced to you in the courses that you feel you may not have witnessed in a traditional style?
I think a lot of what I've learned at Wayfinding is like systems thinking.
Yeah.
Like that has come up over and over again in classes, and just this idea of looking at like the larger system in which we exist rather than just the symptom.
Yeah.
I think I found out that I really am interested in houselessness, and and I also so I did a project I guess like last fall, where I did like an interactive art presentation on the book on Kafka's Metamorphosis, and it was like this really weird moment where I was like, oh, I really like this, like I wonder if it exists in the world.
Yeah.
And I spent probably like 2 months designing my own independent study around like participatory art that brings about change, and then also found out that like it's already a thing that exists in the world, and I had no idea.
Yeah.
It's called art and social practice. But yeah, like those things never would have existed for me in a traditional school. Like I mean, in my traditional college, like that was not. Yeah.
And we're almost, we haven't addressed the fact that, Michelle, you created this academy 3 years ago, right? We have 2 cohorts.
Right.
In class right now. We're going to have our 3rd cohort
end of
coming
August.
in.
We still have a few spots left. So, yeah, if somebody you know, any of your friends, family members are interested, or maybe like Elizabeth, they've tried traditional college and they're like, oh yeah, this is not for me.
Yeah.
Then we still have a few spots left, end of August, for the 3rd cohort.
I think that's a beautiful philosophy and a beautiful approach. And I'd like a round of a hand for the job you've done. For my audience at home, how can they reach you and get in touch with the Wayfinding Academy?
Oh my gosh, all of the usual ways. Our website basically though is just wayfindingacademy.org, and we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on all of the things. So just reach out to us, and what's unique about us is everything's highly personalized.
Yeah.
So you reach out to us, and a human being from Wayfinding, either Tiana or Travis or Meg probably, is getting back to you pretty quickly, and we'll start a conversation. And we've designed our intake process to be like, we will help you figure out what you want to do next with your life, even if that next thing ends up not being wayfinding. So we're all about like helping people figure out their next steps.
Oh my God, that's so beautiful. Thank you so much for the work you've put in, and congratulations on your 2nd year. Everybody, Michelle and Elizabeth from Wayfinding